Hey everybody, I am doing an update, see how everybody's doing out there, giving you an update to all that I've been up to. Uh, for those that don't know, I have been in Indiana for the last 3, 4 months or so. It's the longest that I've been in Indiana since graduating college, I believe. Well, I guess I worked a job after college that I was saving up to travel in Zep 1. But just wanted to do a Q&A. If anybody has any questions, give everybody a general update. I know I haven't been posting much on here. Uh, COVID has definitely put a lot of my plans on hold, moved a lot of stuff. I was actually supposed to be living in Nashville right now for about 6 months, getting my residency there, setting up some businesses there, and kind of going from there. The reason for that is being close to family. Got a family medical thing going on at the moment, so been helping out with that as my main priority. On top of the global pandemic going on, trying to keep myself sane here. When I first got here, I did get an Xbox One just to play video games, but that got old pretty quick, to be honest. I probably haven't played that thing. I've played it like once in the last month. More recently, I've actually been doing eBay sales. So, of course, social distancing and it's outside, but I'll go to garage sales, Goodwills, find items, put them on eBay for sale. And it's not necessarily the money that I'm going after with that. It's more of just something that makes me sane. Like I enjoy the hustle of it. I enjoy the treasure hunt of it, and been doing pretty well. Last month, total money in is $4,000. That doesn't factor shipping costs, and that doesn't factor in items found. But if I had to guess, I probably have $1,000 in picking items as well as shipping the items that I did sell. So maybe about a $3,000 profit in a month, and it's super fun. I really enjoy it, and obviously being on the road isn't really conducive to it because I do have larger items now, being that I'm in one spot that I normally wouldn't be able to have. And my aunt has a barn. I have the bus parked at her place, so I have the option to have like sewing machines and cowboy hats in their boxes and Coca-Cola golf bags. I'm able to have these larger items, and sometimes I'll just sell them on Facebook Marketplace. But if anybody has any questions for what I've been up to or what's been happening, we'll go from there. Those screws in the window frame has triggered my OCD. Yeah, I still need to get something over these, but as many of you know, I let small things slide. I mean, the thing is, I just had a podcast with Jim and Debbie from Life is a Joy Bus, and I was talking with them, and every single thing in here, I remember what was happening that day. It's like a time capsule in this place. So I remember going to the store and picking up screws that I got the wrong size, and I had to go back to the store, get these screws. It's just every small little thing in this bus reminds me of building it, being on the road. So I kind of like it. It's just like a blast from the past, really, with everything in this bus. And again, for those that don't know, I'm not able to stay in the bus while I'm here. One, it is pretty hot here in Indiana. It's humid, so I'd have to run the AC all day, and the batteries can't keep up with that, especially when it gets dark. And also, I have a neighbor that will call the cops on me if I do stay in the bus. So right now, it's basically my eBay hub. Just all the storage back there has eBay items, and then my butcher block table over here is where I take pictures and package everything. So it is an assembly line. Like basically every day I get new orders, and I'm going to the post office, dropping it off. I got a Dymo label printer, so I just go to the eBay app. I purchase the label. It prints on my printer here. It's a sticker label, so I'm able just to fix it to the box, and off it goes. So that's been pretty fun. Skoolie journals. When are you going to paint that thing, and what color are you going with? So I've been talking with Wes with Transcend Existence. He's in Kansas right now. I've been trying to get a time and place and something figured out to take the bus down to Kansas, weld on new underbay storage, get the bus painted, put on a commercial door for the door up here. do some other odds and ends with him. But right now in Kansas, it's way too hot, and I don't want to get into his business, nothing bad, but he has his own plans going on right now where he's trying to get that figured out. So the timing isn't right, but maybe in the fall, if I'm still here, depending on what happens, I might head down to Kansas and get some work done on the bus, be down there for a month and get this painted. In terms of color, I know people have gone against me on this, but I mean, honestly, I just think it looks so cool is to have the gray on the side of the bus, just black, and then where it's yellow, paint that white with the rub bars being black. So it'll be a white and black bus with the aluminum rims. I think it would look sweet. I know it'll retain heat, but typically, right now, normally I'd be up in Montana during the summer. It gets like 75, 80, and just having the windows open, I think it would be okay, and having the AC on. But when it is colder out, that black will actually attract heat, which will counterbalance in my head. I don't know if that's true, but that's the way I'm kind of looking at it. Jay Bird messed up with the neighbors. Yeah. They called the mayor's office on me. So I had someone from the mayor's office come over and make sure I wasn't living in the bus. First, last creative. Can you apply for official permission to stay in the bus overnight? So yes, I can, but it's not necessarily just a form I fill out. We have to have a gravel or cement pad. It has to have power, and it has to have sewer. They just don't want, like the city ordinances, they don't want people just bringing a rig in and dumping their gray water in their black tank all over the ground. And, basically, I think those regulations, those stipulations keep people from just randomly moving into different parts of town. Like you have to have the capital and the time and the intention to put down the pads and the electric. So I think it's just more of a buffer. But being that I don't know how long I'm going to be in Indiana, because if I had a choice, I wouldn't be in Indiana besides hanging out with family. I always tell people I wish my family was from somewhere else. But other than that, I don't know how long I'm going to be here. So it's not worth the capital investment when I can just sleep inside and come out to the bus and just use it as a workstation if it's loud inside or whatever. That's kind of just the way I'm going with it right now. Hey, Elijah. Patrick, how has your heating worked out? When you first installed your heater, you mentioned wishing you had a different one. So for those who don't know, I have a Dickinson Marine heater. It's ran off diesel, and it has radiant floor heating, but I haven't got that working yet. But in terms of the heater itself, when it is cold out, I absolutely love it in terms of the aesthetics and how cool it is to, get the paper towel, throw it in there, have the diesel fire going, and having that view and just the ambiance it creates, especially at night. Like, when it's winter, it gets dark at 5, turn the lights on, you turn your heater on, it warms it all up in here. It's nice and toasty. I love that, but there are more efficient ways of doing it. Just like those S-bar diesel heaters, they're way more efficient. And also you can get the knockoff Chinese versions now for a couple $100, and they work just as good. But that was more of like an ambiance versus efficiency thing. I've actually considered installing one behind my driver's seat as a backup. So if I do want that fire and that feel, I can do that. Or if I just need something quick to turn on that's super efficient, I can do that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm still glad I went with the Dickinson. It looks great. I like it. Jacob, good to see you as well. I do have Kobuk. Kobe's. He's right here on the couch. Say hi, Kobe's. He has been doing pretty well here in Indiana. After this, we're actually going to go on a walk. We've been running/walking every day. So we'll walk one day, 3 to 3.5 miles, and we'll run 3 to 3.5 miles. And we do that every day. The other day it was raining all day, so we only got a mile in before it started raining. So I had to come back home. So we got a mile and a half in. But we've been just hanging out here in Indiana trying to stay fit and healthy. Jacob, bribe the neighbor with some eBay items. They don't seem like ones that would bribe too easily. They're always kind of looking over and seeing what I'm doing over here. So whatever. But other than that, in terms of business, the reason why I've been posting on here, this channel will actually be switching over to a new concept. So again, those going way back know that I had Chris Travels, which turned into Tiny Home Tours, which has been one of my main focuses. And this channel will be the new setup. It would be Zeppelin Travels, and I'm going to start a new personal vlog. I don't know how much will be on there and how much I'll be posting. If I end up traveling again because of COVID, that'll be on there. But basically, Zeppelin 1, my original camper van's up in Alaska. Brad's up there now. Zep 2, I'm in right now. My bus. Zep 3 is a mini bus that we built, and we're going to have someone fly from Florida to Arizona to pick that up and start filming for Tiny Home Tours. Zep 4 is hopefully being built soon with plans for 5, 6, 7, So Zeppelin Travels will be them vlogging on the channel. I have 8 episodes from Brad done, and once Bridget gets to Arizona, she's going to start filming it as well, and then her vlogs will be on there, and we'll just keep building that and adding more people. So it'll be people that are just jumping into van life, Skoolie life, traveling around filming for Tiny Home Tours. So that is the plan for this channel. I'll make a video about it and channel launch and all that stuff. But for those interested, if you want to see what it's like to jump into van life, and the goal is to, after that 2 to 6 months after they're traveling in the vehicles, and we'll get new people, and it'll come from people that's watching this. It'll be subscribers. It'll be people that, they have the mobile income, they have job skills, but they just need the vehicle to make it happen. Like my goal, my why for a lot of this YouTube is to convince people to do this lifestyle. And this new channel's concept will facilitate that fully, where you have everything you need to live on the road and experience it. And then we'll vlog it, which will then in turn bring in more income to build more rigs and get more people on the road. That's the idea. We'll see what actually happens, especially with the world melting right now. Who knows what will happen? Patrick, thank you. I've seen a few different people who have installed Radiant, excuse me, but never really see anyone give a review of how it performed. Yeah, mine, I like it. Don, did you ever get hot water? Yeah, I have an electric water heater. I was anticipating using it more than I do. To be honest, I take a lot of lukewarm showers because it does draw more power than I was anticipating. And what I mean by that is I thought that I had enough solar up top to compensate for that, to where I'd be full all the time. That's not the case with the fridge, chest freezer, especially when I have my iMac in here. When I'm editing, it draws a lot of power throughout the day. But I don't mind taking cold showers, lukewarm showers. Skoolie journals. Color choice sounds cool, especially the choice of rims. I wish I knew where to source a set like mine, set for mine. So I ended up getting mine used at a commercial truck salvage yard. So it's a salvage yard specifically there for commercial trucks. So, the semis you see on the highway. And I think I got mine for $70 a piece. And you can keep your inside rims. Don't quote me on this. Disclaimer, not professional. Don't listen to anything I say. But what I did was keep my inside rims steel and my outside rims the aluminum, which I only had to buy 4 rims. And of course, there's the mounting, the balancing. I paid $330 for someone to come in and polish them, because they are, they're all salvage trucks. They're not in the best shape. But you can get them pretty cheap, especially compared to what they cost new. And most truck salvage yards will have those. Baby Girl Gibbs, have you thought about buying a plot of land to park your bus on as a home base? Yes, so that was the plan for Nashville. If I waved a magic wand and everything worked out the way that I thought it would, I was going to be in downtown for 6 months, just experience that, get it out of my system, I guess, and hang out with some of my best friends live there. Some of my best friends visit there all the time. Experience that, do that, save money, put down a down payment for a piece of land, and then build out of that, whether it be a tiny home village or a place for Wes and I to do bus conversions, just a home base, like 5 to 10 acres. With COVID, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, everything is just so much different in the air right now that I really don't know. But that is the plan. I mean, a lot of people that live on the road want that. They want that piece of land. They want that home base. And that's kind of what I was looking at. But who knows? Because if you buy a piece of land, especially right now, who knows what the market's going to do, 1. 2, with everything in flux and moving around, who knows if actually having a piece of land is something that you want. Like, you're beholden to that piece of land. Where right now I'm beholden to nothing. Like I can go and park about anywhere, right? So I don't know. Gary, good to see you. Sorry about the ceiling question. Oh, the ceiling. No, I really don't care. I just give people a hard time. So they give me a hard time. Technical inquiry. You mentioned having metal at some point. I wonder if there's a difference in insulation regarding heat, also sound reflection between metal and wood. So metal is no longer an option for the ceiling. So my friend in Arizona that was going to install it for me, help me install it, he got super busy and I'm no longer in Arizona. So we're going to do wood. I'll show you what I picked up, the plan. Let me know what you guys think. I have a bunch of these vintage maps. This is just a section of them. I have a whole box full of them. But I got these vintage maps, road maps. Just going to get bend a board, cut it in, cut in the lights, Mod Podge, I think it's called, vintage maps up there. So it'll just be maps all through the ceiling. That's the plan right now. As a lot of you know, the ceiling changes, the plans for the ceiling changes, but that is what we're hoping to do now. And again, if Wes and I can line something up in Kansas, work with him for a month on the bus, just pay him a flat rate and go from there. So hopefully that answers your question. Hopefully we get that done soon. Jacoby Jacobs, how long did it take you to be comfortable talking on camera for YouTube or to have people watching you talk to yourself? I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. Any tips? Okay. So if you are thinking about YouTube, number one, well, we'll phrase this in a way I think will be beneficial to most people. Being on YouTube is definitely, I don't want to say hardened, but it has illuminated me to the realization that you can't listen to other people's opinions unless it's constructive criticism. And what I've learned throughout the years doing this is the big difference between constructive criticism and someone having a bad day. And in terms of starting a channel, yes, absolutely do it if you have any question. Because the thing is, you always have the option of not doing it. It's not like when you start, that's what you're doing. But if you do enjoy it, you make friends online, you enjoy sharing things that interest you, that also interest other people, you develop a community. And two of my mentors, like, that have helped me in so many ways business-wise, came from YouTube. Friendships came from YouTube. Business opportunities came from YouTube. It's been very beneficial for me to be on this platform or any social sharing whatsoever, whether it be a blog, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it is. The main pillar, though, I would say make sure that you're doing something that you enjoy, because I would not be filming these videos and doing this stuff for the last 8 or 9 years if I actually didn't enjoy tiny living simply, living cheaply. Like, that's something I've enjoyed. Like, I still love it. I still get this feeling in my stomach when I talk to people about it, and I really enjoy it. Just make sure you're doing something you enjoy and not be too hard on yourself from outside criticism that's just there to be mean. Because, when it comes down to it, a lesson learned, hurt people. And if someone gets joy out of randomly putting people down, then their hell is their own life. And, the way I look at it, the content that I don't like, the content that I don't agree with, I just don't watch it because I don't have time for it. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight. When you make your first video, please send it to me because I hope you do it. Skoolie Journals, commercial vehicle salvage yard close to you. Awesome. Just ask how much their Alcoa aluminum rims are. And sometimes what you can do is be like, hey, if I buy 4 of these, if I buy 6 of these, will you give me a discount? And more often than not, they just want, they have a lot of them. They want to get rid of them. So it's always worth asking. Damaged Goods. Hello from the UK. How is it going? Every time I hear England or the UK now, I think about driving that camper van over there and almost wrecking into so many people. Had a good time, though. Elijah, now's a great time to be in AZ. It's hot as hell here. It's not a good time. I agree. If I was in Arizona, I'd be in Flagstaff for sure. Stefano, welcome, or greetings from Italy. Welcome. I spent a semester in the University of Rome. Loved it there. Reno Flames, did you ever fix your refrigerator door? I did not. My refrigerator door now has character. It has a story behind it, and it's going to stay that way. I do have some artwork over it right now. Adds characters. Skoolie journals. I've heard van lifers and full-time RVers have an issue on BLM land with the law enforcement rangers outside of Tucson and Flagstaff area. Have you heard anything about this? I have not. I haven't been talking to too many people. My focus has been here on family and doing the eBay thing. So I have not talked to many people on the road. I've been doing a couple podcasts, but nothing too much. But I remember when it was April, the BLM spot in Quartzsite was getting a little hairy. And what I mean by that is there was new signs being posted. We're going to be open. We're going to be closed. It was getting a little tricky being on BLM land. So it doesn't surprise me that they're going to start cracking down, especially as more people try and get out of the city. And I think it's coming from the mindset of they don't want a lot of people out there that don't know what they're doing, clogging up public lands, trying to get out of the city. Like there was people around California that had to go get rescued because they bought some canned food in a tent and thought they were going to live out in the wilderness for a while, and then it ends up snowing 5 inches and they're stuck, right? So it might have something to do with that. I'm not too sure. Louis, hello from Montreal. I haven't been there yet. Usurp the narrative. I'm a conservative building a schoolie to live where I do not have to encounter or interact with liberals. Looking for patriotic conservative schoolie communities. Anyone know of any? Yeah, I don't really get into the red tie, blue tie stuff. I think it's just a way to keep people fighting. So that is just my opinion. Adventures with Nomi. Hey guys, how's it going? Home base is always a good idea. If it gets you a safe spot to park, repair, build spot to escape when things go south. We're buying land, building a barn do tiny house. Awesome. I have a friend interested in that. Yeah, I mean, it is that pro and con. I guess for me, I have my aunt's house. We have property in rural Indiana, and we also have property out by a lake. So maybe I just have that naturally, so I don't really see that as a need because I can always be fluid and moving around. But the ability to move around for me right now in terms of safety and preparing for things to go south, the bus is full of water. It's full of diesel. I believe in the Second Amendment. So things are well stocked. I'm not too worried right now. You know, I have contingency plans. My family knows where I'm going to be if something goes south here in Indiana. So that's about as far as I'll go with that. Adventure spirit. Sorry about those neighbors, especially since you're helping your family member. Yeah, it's just kind of the way it is. You know, somebody sees a school bus roll up, and mine isn't the most aesthetically pleasing schoolie out there. So that could be something to do with that. Louis, my friend, where's your dog? He is Kobe's. Come here, bud. Come here. Hey, come on. Come here. He's being stubborn. There he is. There's the Kobe's. Look, bud. He just wants to stare at me. We need to go on our walk here pretty soon. I got about 2 more minutes. We're going to go on a walk. Hank ceiling update. I covered that earlier. I'm going to do wood, vintage map. So just to wrap this up, I just want to do a video here. I know I haven't been posting. Like I said, tiny home tours has been my main priority, as well as eBay. Just trying to keep myself sane here in Indiana. Terre Haute is not one of my favorite places to be, but unfortunately, that is where all my family is, as well as my family member I'm helping out. So here I am. You can't choose what happens, but you can choose how you react. I'm trying to make the best of it. And future-wise, right now, the two options I have are saying screw Nashville, just hit the road again, and try and do something on the road, productive, new, business-wise, or move to Nashville and hope the world doesn't melt. And I don't know. I have 3 more weeks until the final treatment for my family member is over. And at that point, I'm going to sit down, look around, and see what my options are. And that is about as far as I have planned, because that is the main priority at the moment. So I'm going to look through some last questions here. And I'm going to take the pup on a walk. Yeah, Jacoby, just start it. See what you think. Thanks for watching, everybody. Usurp the narrative. Almost ready to buy mine. Got the bus, mechanical, roof raise, insulate. Yeah, as you build your bus, just remember it's a mountain that grows 500 feet every day. You just got to keep going. There's going to be times you think it's the worst decision of your life. There's going to be times where you are madly in love with that bus. There's going to be times you hate it. So just keep that in mind. It's a pretty cool project. Like I said, I remember every screw, every project in here, and I love it. Hey, no pro go pronto. How's it going? Hopefully you heading back to New York City. Stay safe out there. Glad to see you're doing okay. Yeah. So thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate all of you watching. If you have any questions, you need to get a hold of me directly. I don't really check YouTube all that often. That's something, Jacoby, if you are thinking about a channel, it helped me a lot to have that clear. I'm on YouTube, I'm off YouTube. If somebody wants to get a hold of me, Instagram, instant message is the best way to do it. The Off-Grid Skoolie, at the Off-Grid Skoolie on Instagram. I check that. But other than that, I hope everybody is doing well out there, and expect a channel change coming up soon. I'll start a new personal vlog for those who want to keep up with me. But the LLCs are formed in Tennessee. The release forms are set for the videographers, and yeah, that's all that's been going on. So thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you soon.